Good day, viewers. Welcome to your favorite program, coming to you live on SS Media and every Friday. This program is, we call it Gam Writers. And here we are. The purpose of coming with this initiative is to give platforms to young writers who are out there, especially Gambian young writers. And here we are today. We have a young writer here sitting right beside me. I would love her to introduce herself to the audience. So, young girl, how are you doing? And can you please introduce yourself, please?
Okay. Thank you very much. Good day, everyone. I am Awa Kamara. I'm a student of Masrur Senior Secondary School. I am a poet, a writer, a public speaker, a debater, a child right ambassador, member of the Children's National Assembly, and yes, exactly.
That's interesting, definitely. And nice to meet you today. And definitely, with all that you have said right now, is definitely encouraging. And you're definitely a talented someone, I can say, because based on your introduction, you say you are a writer, debater, poet, and of course, a Chilean National Assembly. You are representing there, okay? So our basically here today we are. I would love to get in touch with you about the writing skills that I've learned from you. And here we are today. You said you made mention about you are a writer, and I'm asking our what that writer is it something that is in you that was instilled in you? Was it something that you have born with, or is something that you were trained? Writing skill, I mean.
Okay, I can say it's something that is in me because I love writing since when I was young and reading more is special because writing goes with reading. The more you read, the more you get to know more about the world. That um that will imply into writing. So I was someone who always loved writing since when I was in junior school. That lower and tender age, I do go to libraries, look for books and read them. And then I used to tell myself, how do these people come about how did they think until they write this thing as a form of a book? But I used to tell myself, if they can do it, then I believe I can do it too. But at that age, seeing the Gambian, many people always think like, if they can't do it, you can also do it. If I tell them that, you know what, I'm also going to do as they did, they will be like, how will you be able to write it? Because perhaps they have something that you don't have. I will tell them that if they are human, then I'm human too, and they are gifted in one way or the other, and I am also gifted in one way or the other. So writing is something I can say it is inside me. Yes, I love it since when I was young.
That's interesting. And if I heard what you said, like it's something that you love, it's a passion in you. So with that, you were able to make sure that things works on your side. And I have learned that writing is something that you love the most. And of course, you're trying to make sure that that one is on track. So, if I may ask again about that writing, do you have any talent in you apart from writing? Another talent that is different from writing.
Yes, I have another talent different from writing. Like I said, I'm also a poet, like who does spoken word art, mostly on advocacy, because I'm a young advocate who advocate mostly on children affairs. I'll write things that I've wrote, I will put them in a poetic form and recite them. For people who don't have the ability to sit and write, because we all know how reading is in the Gambia, reading culture in the Gambia, it's quite not encouraging because many people in the Gambia, they hate reading. That is the fact. But if they can't read what I write, I will try to make it in a poetic form and make them listen to it. And also, like I said, I also involve in debate and public speaking and other stuff as well. Yeah.
That's great. And you said like about people in the Gambia, they don't love reading, and of course, when it comes to writing, all those stuffs. So, do you think what must discourage them from that aspect of it? Because very few are engaged, and then most of them are reluctant to go in for that. Like, and you as a passionate somebody who love writing and reading for sure, and then here you are. Can you tell us, like those out there who are now discouraged to be a writer, or because we believe that this is very important, being a writer or be a let me say very good a public speaker, I can say. But then most people feel nervous to be on on stage, let me say a public where they can give out their talent. So if you can tell us why those people are discouraged, and of course, what should be a motivation to them for them to also at least to come up like what you're doing at least. Sure, can you please help us?
Okay, I believe why most of them are discouraged is because they have the fear of being discriminated. Because discrimination is what they don't want. But in life, as the saying goes, if you want to be if you don't want discrimination, be nothing, do nothing, and of course say nothing. So if you want to be something and you want to say something so that the whole world can hear it, you have to avoid discrimination. Because I have a lot of people, like friends, in fact, who be like, how do you make this happen? I know you have been doing it since at a very, very young age. That is why you are able to do it. But they'll be like, if I go and stand there and I do a small mistake in grammar or whatsoever, people will start laughing at me. So they already have that thought that if they do a small mistake, people laugh and they having the fear not to be discriminated. I believe that is the reason some of them don't go into the public speaking aspect. So the advice I will have for them is that in this world, no matter what you do, people will discriminate you. So you have to throw that fear away. And if they start discriminating you, but as time goes on, you keep coming on stage, coming in, you will be used to it. And if you become something, if you've been given the platform to stand onto international platforms or places that are big, there will be the same people to point fingers on you and say, hey, look at that guy or look at that boy. That is why you have to believe in your abilities, believe in yourself, and move forward and never be afraid of discrimination. Yeah.
Sure, definitely, and that's very important. Like as you said, most people they don't like someone who will discriminate them. In most of the time, people don't go in for that because they will put this in their at the back of their mind that if I do this, probably people will laugh at me, and because of my grammar, stuff like that. People are not normally discouraged from all those kind. And I believe these are things that people have to be mindful, and then let us not be looking at all those things because you don't have to be someone who who let me say who hate discrimination, because I believe those are things that will motivate you as an individual. So if you keep on, I mean, those criticisms that that people are saying to you, I mean, those are things that will motivate you, I believe. So our coming back to my other question, you're a writer, and then as a Gambian writer, I mean, it's not easy, definitely. So if I may ask the challenges that you're facing as a young Gambian writer, because you are part of the youngest Gambian writer, I believe. So with that, there must be challenges, I believe, that you will be facing. So can you please help us with those challenges there?
Yeah, sure. There are a lot of challenges I'll be facing because back then, if you look, the Writers Association of the Gambia has recognized me as the youngest author for now because I wrote a book when I was 15, and at that young age, when I wrote the book, people were like, when before I even wrote the book, the time I told people that I would write a book, they were like, how can you write a book at this young age? Because they believe I won't be able to make it because they don't have the perspective and they also believe that I cannot make it. So being a young girl writing a book first is in a society like the Gambia, it's the first challenge where people see things as unbelievable or it cannot happen because they believe that someone at that young age cannot put their knowledge down onto paper. And the second challenge is the support. We all know how Gambia is, even if you want support. Someone told me that Gambia is a country where as if you are struggling, only few will struggle with you, or only few will help you through your struggle. But if you become something, that is the time when everyone recognizes you that this one was part of me or I know this person. So that is the second challenge. Living in a country where as people don't follow you or most of the people don't help you through your struggle in time, you struggle all alone is a second challenge. And the third thing is also we got many people who are potential and who can do it, but they don't have the financial stability to. Launching a book is not easy. If you want to launch a book, you have to do a lot. Like you need a strong financial support in order to do it. That is also another challenge. And the biggest challenge is you already write your thoughts down. For people to buy the book and read it, it's another problem. Because most of the people hate reading in this country, and that is the hard fact. So that is also another challenge. Yeah.
Well, those are definitely remarkable challenge. I mean, I can say like many people are well known for that because whenever you ask them what are the challenges that you're facing, especially the support aspect, and of course, I mean, it's all about support. Like you made mention about reading the book or buying the book. All those things are support. Most of the time, people will be writing their book like let me put in their thoughts in one, let me say in a one book, and then you will be like, what are people who read my book? Yes, you will be there, and then people will not read your book, and then this is something that is discouraging. But I believe these are things that Gambians, especially the high authorities, should put into consideration to help the youngest for that matter, youngest writers, and then those who are at least talented in various ways to help them and then support them. But you might mention something like they don't know you until you become something. So it's definitely discouraging, and which is something that people have to be mindful of. Yeah, sure, definitely. Again, you made mention about a book, and which I love the most. I mean, you said you launched a book, definitely. So, if I may ask, like, what is that book all about? I mean, the title of the book, and then you explain why the title.
Okay, the book is titled The Dream Chaser. The Dream Chaser, that is the title. And it's a title that is, I mean, if someone, we all know what dream chaser is, someone who chases something to achieve it. And you don't just chase dreams by sleeping or something else and you expect to achieve that dream. So inside the book, it's an anthology. And what do we mean by anthology? It's a combination of prose and poetry. And in the poetry aspect, it touches a lot of areas. In some of the areas it touches, it's about the rights of children, like child labor, and how can the society help children and every individual help children to attain their goals because they are said to be the future leaders. And another aspect also that the book covered, it's about Africa in general, because I used to tell myself I am a proud African child and I will write about Africa, because if I as an African child don't write about Africa, I don't expect people from other continents to write about Africa. It's either they will leave something precious behind that they will not want people to know about Africa, or they will say something that is not true about Africa. But being an African child writing about Africa, I will never write something that would either that will not be true about Africa, but I will write about the beauties, the cultures, and everything about Africa. And inside the book also, it does not stop about children's right, Africa. It also teaches us about society and also the challenges Gambians more especially goes through. Because we all know that Gambia is one of the poorest countries, I can say. That is the fact. And many people are really struggling. It is in the Gambia where as you will see someone, they will even have ability to have lunch, but they won't even have the capability to have dinner and other things. And people won't talk about this. And also in the same book, in the same poetry category, we have about elections and the likes. You know, elections are something that are very important, and we have to educate the masses onto who they would choose, because a good leader is what results to a better nation. So inside the book, it also teaches people about how to attain that success, the dream of reaching the dreamland, because we said we will surely reach the dreamland. So it is also in the book. And in the prose category, it's just about a girl, like I take it, the main settings of the prose, it's my own village, about a girl who always have that passion of being educated. And because usually if you see in Gambian society, especially in rural Gambia, people will see female education as something very, very useless. And inside that prose, I make people understand that it doesn't matter what your gender is. If he can attain his goal or he can achieve his dream, then she can also achieve her dream.
Yo, that's interesting. That is all about the book. I mean, the Dream Chaser, right? Oh, that's interesting, definitely. So, our the Dream Chaser. I mean, maybe you talk about a lot about it because there are portions that you made mention about Africa, your village, and so on and so forth. So there must be a portion that you love the most. So, if you can help us to give us a piece about that portion, I mean, just a piece as far as you are a poet, before we continue our.
Okay, I can say the portion I love the most is this poem, Justice for the Innocent Girl Child. Because if I recite the poem, it reminds me a lot. Because it's a poem I wrote for a girl who was being raped, and she didn't have justice, and the thing becomes something very foolish. So here it reads, it touches my heart when the ideas and sentiments of women are underrated, when the law becomes a cloth that can't be worn by anyone and everyone, when rapists roam free in glee like these guys, monsters dealing with trusted police officers. But hey, Mr. Man, excuse me, please, think about our future. For you are disgrace to humanity. So long as you continue to torment women, they still stand to become the pillars of every nation. So if you can support her, then do not deform her. For if you can protect her, then do not slit her souls into pieces that she might find difficult to pick, bit by bit, one by one. See, live to love and live, then live lavish. That's it.
Yo, see, live to love and listen. That's interesting, definitely. That's interesting, and then I'm definitely motivated and inspired by your words that you just said right now. Well, our you said like about still we are in the book aspect of it because it's very important as a young writer like you coming up with this. It's sometimes I'm sometimes confused with this, like how someone who is like small like this can write a book. So it discourage. I used to think about this. So if I may ask, like, for how long does it take you to write a book? For how long?
Okay, as they say, a good reader is a leader. I love some reading at a very tender age, and I read a lot and a lot of books. And at times, it's some people will even think like I'm an art student or something like that, which I am not. So it took me less than an year to write this book. Yes, it's less than an year because I already have the knowledge about it because the more you read, the more you tend to know about the world. You can be reading a book written by an American or written by a Kenyan or a South African. You are not inside South Africa, but because the writer wrote something about South Africa, you feel like you are in South Africa. So reading books are from about America, South Africa, Kenya, and they will give you the thought and they will make it easy for you to write about your own country, about things that are happening not only in your society but the world. So that is why it gives me less than an year to write this book.
Okay, there's something very interesting on what you have just said. Like you said, people do think you are an art student, and then which you are not. I mean, if I may ask, which field are you studying then? Because people do believe. I mean, this is the mindset that people are having, especially society. That when you are not an art student, you cannot be doing such because literature is not there, and then all those stuffs, you know. But you said you are an art student, so which field are you doing, and what do you have for those people who are saying like if you don't do literature, you cannot be a skillful who can write books and then poetry and so forth?
Okay, I'm a science student, and this also is another aspect because some people discriminate me on that because they have the mindset that the only good readers and the good writers are people who are focused on the art area. But I'm someone, I used to tell myself I'm unique and different. Because if you don't believe that a science student can do it, I will make sure you understand that if they can do it, then I can do it as well. So what I have for those people is it doesn't matter what field you are studying. It doesn't matter who you are. What matters is the passion you have for that thing, the love you have for it, and what make you to pursue that. And once you have the passion in you, you have the talent in you, then do it and don't mind what people will say. And like I said before, criticisms are something we can't afford. As far as you are human, you must be criticized.
Yeah. Sure, definitely. And that's interesting because maybe probably students sitting down there will know that not only art students are writers, but also not only art students are readers. So here we are. We have a science student who even launched a book not long ago. I think that was last year. So still in the book, were you support? Like, I mean, were you sponsored by any individual when you at the time of launching your book, or were you supported by the government of the Gambia? So please, can you go in?
Okay, not basically the government, because we all know how it is to write letters into government institutions, and you even do follow-ups, and yet still before they respond to your letters, it will take time. So the special thanks will go to the Girls Agenda. They are an initiative or a group form that fight for the rights of children and girls in the Gambia. I can say they are my main supporters and my family. Yes, and my school as well, Masrur, and everyone in that school. They really participated in one way or the other.
Oh, then kudos to your family, Masur Senior Secondary School, and then the children that you're saying here. Thank you so much for that. And then I believe support is very important. As I made mention earlier, the government of the Gambia, more especially the high authorities, should put this into consideration that they should be helping their youngsters who are out there, making sure that they give out what is in their mind. And as a youngster, if you have support, I believe you can make it, inshallah. But then, as Gambians, support is the problem. But then, these are things that we have to advocate for. But anyways, that's fine. And then, if I may ask again about the book, do you have any ambition of writing another book? Because you just launched the Dream Chaser just last year. So, do you have another? Do you have an ambition of writing another book?
Yes, I have an ambition of writing. Even it will be more than 10 books. Like, I have an ambition to keep writing books, like to educate the people, to educate the masses. I want to be more than Chinua Achebe. I want to be more than Woli Soyinka. I want to be more than Tijan Sala. So I want to write books and to tell the world that, you know what, it doesn't matter your gender or whatsoever. I can do it. So I have the ambition of writing many more books to come, inshallah, with the support, help, and that's it.
Okay, that's very important, and I believe may Allah help you on that aspect because it's something that you love and it's very, definitely your passion. Well, you made mention about dead writers here. I mean, Chinos Achubi, I don't know, and then what? Huh? Wally Sinka, and then so on. Yeah, Tijan Sala. So, do you have any role model? I mean, the one that you just look up to always to make sure that your writing skills are better than ever.
Yes, one of the people I look up to is it's a Gambian, and there is no other person but Tijan Sala. As we all know, like this poem written by Tijan Sala when Africa was a young woman that most of us know about. So because of this poem, it really inspired me a lot. And the Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe and other books by Woli Soyinka and others. So people like Tijan Sala, Woli Soyinka, and Chinua Achebe are the people I look up to. And people like Michael Hamadiseka as well, who is also a Gambian writer. And some people do ask me, why is it that I only look onto Gambian and African writers? But I do tell them that because I believe that they are the ones who will truly make me understand about who I am and where I came from, because I came from Africa. And if I read about African writers, their write-ups, that will give me broader knowledge about what I'm going to write.
Sure, definitely. And I pray that may the Almighty help you through that, inshallah. And you are at the right track, and I'm sure that you can make it, inshallah, definitely. So, about the book, then let me just ask you about there's something that just come in my mind just right now, like about do you have any poetic name? I mean, a name that you give yourself apart from your real name, Awa.
Okay, usually what people call me, I don't very well focus on poetry, spoken word poetry, but more on writing. So it's just Gam youngest author that people know me about. Even all my like the social media platform I use, it's Gam youngest author.
Okay, were you the one who gave that name to yourself, or someone give it to you?
So it was given to me by people because they at that time I was writing a book. I was the youngest author. Youngest author.
So, if I understand what you say, then you are well recognized in the country, then, because as youngest writer in the Gambia, I believe the writers that I know, most of them are seniors, are elders. But then you currently in grade 12, and then when you launched your book, that was in grade 11. And now you say you're part of the youngest writers. So bravo to you, and I believe that was a very good initiative. Well, our coming to your children ambassador, we just recently come on to your part. I believe you can just give us details about that. How do you feel when you were chosen as a children ambassador of the Gambia?
Okay, I don't want to talk much like deep onto that, but I will talk a little bit about it. Like I used to say, I started doing children advocacy, like fighting for my fellow children at a very, very young age through my writing talent and speaking. So when I was given that role, I feel very happy and amazing. But then I promised myself that I just don't take this thing as for granted, but I will continue to do things that are great, that will earn me, even to be internationally recognized. Because my aim is not only to stop in the Gambia, but to be internationally recognized like other authors and other people out there that are doing great.
Yo, that's very good. So you just tell us about your feelings or how you feel. Then, as a youngest writer in the Gambia, you were chosen. I mean, so was that a surprise to you, or was it something that you were not expecting?
It wasn't a surprise to me because like having the ambition, having the belief, having the passion that as long as you are doing great, great things will continue to happen. So it wasn't a surprise to me, but then it was just something amazing because I expected it and I even expect more than this, inshallah.
Yo, thank you so much, and I believe may Allah the Almighty put you to guide you through that part, inshallah. And basically, you said you don't want to talk details into it or stuff like that, but then I will not go into it then. So I just have a question, like in the Gambia, as a Gam writers, I mean, as a Gambian writer, there was a time that I met someone. She was trying to advocate for something that Gambians, let me say, the senior writers don't value the younger ones. So, do you believe that, like the seniors, I mean, let me say, for example, the poets that are on top at the high rank, they don't look up to the youngest ones because those people, whenever they look at them, is when they are having program. For example, when they are launching their books or launching their albums, stuff like that. So that is the time that they will come back to the younger ones and then telling them that are having programs, stuff like that. So do you believe that is happening here in the Gambia?
Sure, it is happening. And like I said, we got a lot of talented Gambians out there. But because they don't have the basic support from people out there, that is why they are not well recognized. But saying that the elder ones out there don't support the younger ones, yes. They are I can say 95% of Gambian writers or Gambian spoken word artists then look onto their younger ones, except when the need arises, when they need them for something. So that is true. And but my message to them is that if you didn't help the younger ones, I don't think there will be another person that will help them because they are the ones who become they are the ones who would take the stage you are onto today because there was someone out there who helped you to grow up. That is why you became what you are. So that is why you also have to help the younger ones into what they want to become in the future. So they really, really need to help the younger ones out there. And for that being the case, I'll even give a credit to Michael Hamaliseka, who edited most of this writers' their book. He is someone quite amazing, and he is part of writers in the history of the Gambia that are doing quite amazing. So everyone should embrace him, and then with that, the writing industry will move forward. And often Gambian writers will be like, the Gambian spoken word artists would be like, in the Gambia, poetry is not, well respected, like music is respected, and music and poetry are all art. But if you look at the music industry, perhaps they're helping each other. That is why they are where they are today. So if the poets also come together and help each other and have no difference and no hatred among them, then they will also even reach more than the stage of music because it's all art, it's all advocacy, it's all education, the society. Yeah.
So definitely, that's interesting, I guess. And I believe you can just break down the challenges. I mean, the obstacles that are in there, because you made mention about Gambian music industry is far away from the poetry industry. I mean, you made mention like this poetry aspect of it. Like most of these poets don't help the younger ones, so that is the reason why. So, why do you think that is happening? Why do you think the poets that are at the high rank are not helping their younger ones? Or is it something that the younger ones don't respect their elders, or is it that there are things that are behind the scenes? So, what must be the reason that?
Okay, I believe perhaps some of them their belief will be if I help this person or if I help that person, the person will become something greater than I. So I guess that is some of them their belief. But then you help people to be better than you, like teachers will do. I'm teaching you to be more than I am today. So everyone should be like a teacher and help the younger ones to be greater than you, not even the same level with you, but greater than you are.
So, I mean, you just talk about the elders. I mean, so what do you have for those younger ones that are down there? I mean, looking up to their elders who are at the high rank of the poetry industry. So, what do you have for those people? I mean, the younger ones. I mean.
Okay, my words to the younger ones is that believe in yourself. And you have to believe in two things it's patience, passion, and perseverance. If you're moving on to doing something, you do it out of patience. And if you're living in a country like the Gambia, you do it out of passion, sorry. And if you're living in a country like the Gambia, you have to have patience and perseverance. Because if you don't have patience, you won't be able to reach there. It doesn't all happen by one night. Even I who is speaking here, I got challenges like I I got a lot and a lot of challenges before I will reach here I am before I will reach where I am today, and I'm expecting to be more than this. So if you want to achieve something, you have to go through a lot of difficulties and you have to go through a lot of challenges. But if you have patience in you that and you believe that I can't just come today and I become what I want to be just today. So you have to work hard and have patience in you, have passions in you, and believe in your abilities, believe in yourself that no matter what people do, either they help me or not. Hence, what I'm doing, it's right and it's for the benefit of the people and the masses out there, then I will surely reach there. So I will tell them to believe in themselves, to have patience, passion, and perseverance onto what they are doing.
Yo, and I believe the youngsters that are out there have heard what you said. To believe in themselves, let them have the patience, the perseverance, and the so on and so forth, which is very important. Most of the time, these are things that we lack. Probably you might be my mentor, I can say, and then I will just come to you, and then you were training me. But then the way you treat me, I don't like it. So probably that would be a challenge between me and you that can even lead me to even leave all those things. So these are things that that used to discourage us. As a young Gambian author, I mean young Gambian writer, I mean, do you have any mentor? Do you have a mentor that go through or that help you through these achievements that you have achieved?
Yes, in the writing aspect, like I said, it's no other but Michael Hamadiseka and also Keba Juara. They call him the Panacea poet. He's someone who edited most of my works and helped me through when less people were there for me. And also to some of my seniors that I met, since when I was in my junior school, I was into this. And kudos to all the schools I've passed through. And to Masru, the time I came to Masru, I met with people the likes of poetess Dija, the likes of Umicham, the likes of Kutubo and others who keep advising me, who keep telling me, you know what, you have a great thing inside you and you have to, let the world know your greatness. So
Sure, definitely. That's very important. I mean, and kudos to those people who have motivated you through the way. And I believe these are things that is expected from the seniors. Whenever they see someone who is at least having something in mind, let them try by all means to motivate him or motivate her to keep on that momentum. One day he or she will make it. And I believe this is very important. And you made mention about the life of Kutubu, Umicham, and then Dija. So those people, like, how do you behave with them when you were in school? I mean, was it like they just see you participating in public? That is the reason why that they were trying to, let me say, motivate you to keep on that momentum, or you just they just see you like that and then like the way you behave and then motivate you.
no, it all started when I first spoke in my school when I was given the platform to come and recite a poem. And I did a debate as well. It was an interclass debate. And I debated with my seniors. And then I won them, and also into the poetry aspect. The first day I was given a platform to come and speak because likes of DJ, they knew about me since before I would even come to Masru. So when I was given the platform to speak, and when they saw me, they confronted me and called me and told me that, you know what, the time you spoke, I was really inspired. And I was like, this girl has a bright future ahead. If she moves forward with what she have, if she shows the world her talent, because talent are something that you don't have to keep in yourself. It should not be hidden. If you hide your talents inside them, who will know that this one is good in that area or she is good in this area? No one will know about it. And in fact, you're causing trouble to yourself. Perhaps the talent is something that talents are something given to you by God. Who knows whether God gave you the talent of poetry in order to come and educate your country people to vote like this and not this way, or to do this and not that way, in order to protect the future generation. So that is why whenever you have talent, you have to show it off. And people also should encourage everyone who is doing great, because encouragements are something that make them believe that, wow, I'm doing great, and keep up to that moment.
And I mean, this will be my last question so far. Do you think Gambians create, I mean, a platform for young writers, I mean, young poets to come over to showcase their talents that is in them? Because not only poetry aspect or writing aspect, but many people have something in them that is unique. But then to showcase it and then to show it to people is the problem. So do you believe, or do you think that the young writers or the young poets have that platform in the Gambia here?
All right, that is also an amazing question. That is also a challenge because some of them will have the talent in them, but the platform is not there for them to be able to showcase it to the world. But then we live in a world of technology, and you all have phones. Like a young girl or young boy will be given phone, and that phone is not given to you to just go onto social media and browsing things that are not important. So you can make best use of your that phone by, I mean, just giving it to a friend or someone because you have a poem or something amazing, a speech that you want the world to hear. The person have a video of you, and then you give it to 2 or 3 people to go over it or to edit it, whether it's important to be released or not. So you can help yourself even if people don't help you there. Though the platform is not there, or even if it is there, but it is less, or we can count them. There are just few platforms there that are there for Gambian, I mean, out there. Maybe perhaps platforms like SS Media, whereas they are giving someone like our to come and talk about their talent. And we have other platforms like Fine TV and etc. So if we have more of these platforms, then it will really help in the younger generations to pursue on what they are doing.
So I believe the media houses that are out there, Gambians, I mean, they should take this into consideration. They should make sure that I mean, youngest writers and then youngest poets are given this platform to showcase their talent, not only about poetry aspect and the writing aspect, but then to give them this platform. Because as you might mention just right now, I mean, many Gambians, let me say, TVs, medias, let me say, they just invite elders to come on board to say something. And why not the youngest ones that are out there? They also have that thing in mind, because I believe if they are given the opportunity, I mean, they can be something tomorrow. And these are things that we have to consider as Gambians. So to all Gambians or to all media outlets over there, please let us put this into consideration that children's lives matters a lot. So definitely, I am very happy today. I mean, before closing anything, I will give you I will hand over the mic to you to give out your closing remark, and then we move on.
Okay. First, I would like to thank SS Media and to all the people that make me to be here, and other media platforms out there that have been helping me through the journey. And I will thank Allah Subhanahu wa Taala for giving us the life to sit here. And I will thank my parents for raising someone like me, for putting in the morals inside me. I will thank my school and on to all the schools that I have gone through. And to every Gambian out there, either a philanthropy, a non-government organization, part of the government or not, you all are agents that can help the children into what they want to become. and you all have a role to play in society. So I will let you all remember that the Gambia is us, and together we can make it what it what we want it to be. So you all have to work into helping the younger generations into achieving their goals and supporting them either financially or even encouraging them. If you can't give someone money like physical, but even your encouragement, I think it's better than discriminating or criticizing the person and you killing the person's spirits inside him or her. So that's my final message, and thank you everyone.
Yo, thank you so much, Awa, for that wonderful remark. And I believe your words were definitely inspired to all of them who are out there listening to us. And well, this is very important, I believe. Gam Writers, I mean, kudos to SS Media who come up with this great initiative, bringing young people on board to showcase their talent or to show us who they are actually. And I believe these things are very important. So I just encourage the coordinators of SS Media to make sure that to continue this initiative, which is definitely a great thing. So our definitely, I am honored, and of course, I'm grateful to see you here today as my guest speaker. And I believe these are things that we have to continue. And I believe I just pray that the Almighty guide you through the way. And I believe you can make it, inshallah. And with that, you can just keep on the momentum and then be dedicated. And then, of course, so passion on what you're doing. Determination matters a lot. And I believe you can do it, our inshallah. So to all of you sitting down there, the audience, thank you so much. I believe let me just tell you that I am Sertise, a recent graduate from St. Peter's Senior Secondary School. And please do follow us every Friday by this time. Inshallah, we make you proud. And of course, do not forget to subscribe and then like and of course share our videos. So thank you so very much. See you one.